Yo, welcome back to the J Vaz Show. I'm your host, J Vaz, and we are out here at Tacos El Toro for today's episode with my boy Chop the Father. You know
What's
what I'm saying?
going on, man?
You might remember Chop the Father. He stopped by the Texas Underground Radar studio the other day. I'm talking about months ago, but for some reason I say the other day because my mind works like that. But Chop, it's been a while since last time we had you, man. We had you right when you guys were about to have the crash landing event,
Yes, sir.
right? And for the people who are not familiar, man, I just want to take it back. I know we discussed it on the other show, but I want to take it back right quick and discuss real quick as far as crash landing. What is crash landing? Who came up with the name, and how did the whole thing come about?
Well, Crash Landing was originally AB Rap's idea. He was
Shouts out to AB.
Yes, sir. And that's my childhood friend, man. I've known him for the longest time, and he just wanted to be better together with a bunch of the dope lyricists that were right there on the east side. And like I said, we mainly all known each other for the most part since we were kids. Dope Aesthetic, Spaceman Apollo, uh, Corey. And you just noticed that a lot of us were dope, but we're dope separately. So kind of just got together on that.
That's dope, man. You guys are very lyrical. You guys are nothing that we're used to hearing in Houston, which is why I rock with you guys. Uh, Disclaimer, I'm not from Houston, so I feel free to say what I'm about to say. Personally, I'm tired of the swinging and banging, popcorn hanging, sipping syrup, grills in my mouth. I'm tired of that. We've heard it every way we can hear it. So that's why Houston kind of lost it. So then
Yeah.
when I hear you guys, and you guys are actually saying shit a flyer away,
Yeah.
so I can listen to you and be like, I can be from Oklahoma and listen to you
Yeah.
without feeling like I'm listening to a Houston artist. You know, and that's what makes it interesting to listen to your music and keep up with you guys. Um, Speaking of keeping up, you dropped the project 2 weeks ago. Was it about 2 weeks ago?
The song?
Holy Water. It was
Holy Water, that song had been out. I dropped the video about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. You dropped the visual. Again, showcasing your skill, man, and it's easy for me to say, you know, what I just said as far as I see you as a lyrical artist, not a Houston artist. But how would you describe your style to the people who might have never listened to you before?
Man, it's funny too, because with that Holy Water, the flow wise and the beat selection, I imitated kind of like a little bit of that drill thing, you know, that's kind of popular right now, the hype shit. But at the same time, I still you could do that type of music, but still incorporate different type of lyrics without sounding too generic. So even in that song, I incorporated, you know, religion, my fatherhood, being down for the homies. And I just said it in a different way because, like I said, like you're saying, it's a real saturated, a lot of artists box themselves in, man. And I like to, the one thing about it, I feel like with hip hop music, everything's been said already. It's just about trying to find different ways to say it. And I feel like a lot of people take the easy route and say the exact same thing. And even down where it gets really bad is the exact same cadence of things like I done came down, around, you know. So it's been done, it's been said, it's been popularized, it came and went. It's not gonna come back. You know, that the Swisher House era was a time.
We'll never have that again.
We'll never have it to where it's that popular again. And I'm all about nostalgia, but as far as putting Houston on the map again and really trying to put for your city on, put for your side on, we got to come with something different. And that's a lot of my mentality. I feel like, you know, Crash Landing and them, they feel the same way. And there's other artists,
Yeah.
Carlos Slim, Baby Lee, dope artists, Houston's own MC, that are showcasing what we have to offer in a different way.
And I love it, man, and I love it, and I'm loving the fact that other people are loving it as well because, you know, I wasn't able to attend your crash landing event you guys had, but never got put me all into what happened and how the people were showing y'all love. So it's dope to see that you guys are able to separate yourself as an artist and still get love from people to where they appreciate you being an artist, not necessarily, oh, he's not Houston enough for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Houston is kind of like Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Mexicans are so proud of being Mexican. We are.
Yeah.
And when you talk to people about Houston, and as soon as you say something negative about Houston, not even negative, but just, bro, Let's not be so Houston. What's wrong with being so Houston? Like they take it as a like a jab, and it's like it's not. I'm just saying be different. So it's dope to see that other people also feel the same and show you guys love and show you guys support. Being a lyrical artist, what do you think makes it hard to be able to get the attention of some of these artists that are making it easy on themselves? What's the hardest thing for you as an artist, trying to keep it real with yourself, being the lyrical artist that you are, and also trying to establish yourself?
So I think just with that, so when you're making the music that you do, like when it's really more lyricism and you're trying to send a message, it requires
Message.
a message.
Send a message.
A message. It requires more time and attention from the listener. And I feel like just with anything with social media, we've got it to where everything is quick. You know, there's no attention span to it. The satisfaction of it comes quick and it goes quick. So that's good for the short run, but in the long run, you don't have timeless music. You don't have fans that stick around, want to buy merch, really invest in you, because if you're just talking about spending money, doing drugs, buying designer, first off, you got a lot of people that can't really relate. And then second, people grow up, that gets old, I want to make music that if an 18-year-old likes it, he'll still like it in 10 years when he's 28. And, most people grow out of that, they see the true colors of things, that the street shit really don't matter, that drugs aren't really even that good for you, that it ain't that cool. It was just really a lot of peer pressure when you're young. And a lot of people make music that's good for that time, but it don't last.
Yeah. That's what you said about you. People get older. I think that's what happened to me, because I used to be a big fan of Lucky Luciano and everything that he spoke about.
And he got older.
And he got older and changed his style.
Yeah.
So you're right. People do get older and grow out of it, and I think that's what makes it so hard for me to continue to be a fan of hip hop sometimes, where I find myself listening to other stuff. And then I've seen when artists start to try to rap in Spanish now.
Yeah.
But they're still saying what they were saying in English.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I say that because I'll post on my social media and be like, hey, I need a Spanish artist. Check me out. I'm the next one to blow up. And it's like, no, you're not. Like, if you haven't got a reply from me from that comment, it's because no, you're not.
No, you're not.
I listen to the actual, Spanish speaking artists, and I see the message they're talking about. They're talking about the girls missing in Monterrey. They're talking about actual music. Actual life stuff that they're going through, that they see in the streets. And then I listen to your stuff, and you're telling me you pop in your trunk, you're sipping drink, but in Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to hear that.
That's not what I'm trying to hear. I'm trying to hear dope shit like Crash Landing. Every Raps is another dope artist, like you said. He's the one that came up with the idea of Crash Landing. He's another artist that I really enjoy listening to because of his lyrics. You said that was your childhood friend. Did you guys make music before you were Chop the Father and he was AB? Was there like a previous group?
Yeah, man. We actually had a group in high school, and it was called Lyrical Murder Disorder, which LMD for short, which we've always just been about the lyrics. The influences then were a little different. It's a little more Odd Future, East Coast hip hop, strong influence. But AB was the only one that really took it serious, man. The rest of us kind of fell out, and I would write music here and there, but maybe about 3-4 years ago, and I don't know if you're familiar with Griselda, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine.
No, I'm not.
They're from Buffalo, and they brought a lot of lyricism back to hip hop, and that's kind of one of the things that inspired me to start writing again. And AB noticed I was writing again, hit me up, and that's
got you right back on the boat.
Back on the boat.
So now let's talk about your latest drop now.
Yes, sir.
I just learned what WWYD stood for. You had an album that dropped a couple months ago.
Yeah,
Beta Time. And that was a dope project. I've discussed that on my segments.
Yes, sir.
But what would Ye do? That's your latest drop. You start off hot saying, "Fuck George Lopez, tired of these old heads, never share no bread." What do you mean by that?
It was mainly just because
fuck George Lopez. That was what it was.
All the stuff that was coming out, and stuff that I've been on. I'd heard about things before, and it wasn't even so much about the Ralph Barboza thing. It got to the point where there was artists that were coming out and saying that he would intentionally get them not on comedy bills because he wanted to be the only Mexican. So You know, he wanted to be basically the token Mexican.
Yeah.
That way he had no competition within his own race. And to me, that's just like horrible because it was with the Kings of Comedy. So, you know, you got you got 4 black comedians uniting to do something beautiful, and they wanted some Mexican acts, and he wanted to be the only one.
But you know, I agree with you, but I wonder how people would feel if your favorite artist does the same thing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna ban everybody that wants to be the only one?
Nah, we're not even gonna ban him because I don't like cancel culture. So it's fuck George Lopez. I'm not gonna sit here.
We're gonna ban him, but
I'm
fuck
not.
him.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm never gonna watch a show again. I grew up on it. It was hilarious.
It was never that funny though.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
It's corny because I'm a real Mexican. George Lopez ain't even real, and the shit that he says comes off corny as hell. Like, bro, we don't even talk like that.
Yeah, and
We don't act like that.
that's one of the things Ralph Barbosa had pointed out too.
He makes us look like we're just stupid. Even Fluffy, like he makes us. They portray the Mexican figure to look stupid, and we're not. Like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, Fluffy does get a lot of hate for that. I'm neutral.
Fuck them guys. But anyway,
But you know, that's a whole nother argument about, you know, people getting in good positions, but is it hurting the culture or is it making the culture better? You know?
Yeah. So, at the end of the track, you said the Mexican. You do your I guess your outro. You talk about how some of these artists are the Mexican version of Sauce Walka and Kevin Gates. So obviously, I keep up with Houston artists.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say no names unless you just want to.
It's just mainly if the shoe fits. Sauce Walker, one thing about him, that's a smart dude. He's very marketable. He makes drip music, he makes rage music, and then he makes the ghetto gospels. He's very multi-faceted. And then you get artists that want to basically be Mexican versions of him, but they only do the drip. And it's like, if you're gonna imitate somebody, imitate them to the full extent, but you just imitate them to like the most popular fashion, and then it's not even different, and it's not even lyrical, and every song sounds exactly the same.
Yeah. I feel you, because what you said on that outro, I was like, I completely feel that. Because what I'm happy for these artists to establish themselves, they're not being themselves. So when I previously said on my other show how Texas artists have a lack of culture. Obviously, I wasn't saying every single artist, but I was speaking on the artists that are making it right now, and they have a lack of identity is what I said. Because it's basically what you just said. They're not really themselves.
Yeah.
They see it work for somebody else, and they're trying to portray it, hoping it works for them. And it's probably not going to work for them. You know what I'm saying? Just because you already said we already have the Kevin Gates, we already have Sauce Walka. Why do we want the bootleg Mexican version of that?
It's never gonna match what they did.
Yeah. So
It'll never.
fits.
It might get to like half of that, but it will never get even close to being on the same level.
Yeah.
In those instances, the apprentice will never meet the master.
Fucking gem right here. Look at this guy. Philosopher, chop the father. Chop the philosopher.
Chop the philosophy.
Any last minute shout outs or any projects you got coming out you want to keep your eye out?
Man, I got a lot of things I'm working on, just nothing official. I could just tell you the producers I'm working with, Acosta the Man, Sandman from No Sleeps, and my boy Chris Who. I'm working on different projects with all 3 of them. I like having my hand in a bunch of different things at the same time. That way, if I ever have to take a break, I already have so much in the back burner.
There ain't no such thing as a break, he said. Hey, man, we appreciate you stopping by. If you want to see Chop the Father get down on some tacos, make sure you check out the other segment with Tacos y Tequila. And once again, bro, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you giving us your insight on how you feel about these people. And Cinderella, if the shoe fits, put it on, baby. Let's go. It's your boy Jay Vass, Chop the Father. And you're watching the Jay Vass Show, baby. Let's go.